Let me catch my breath, okay, let's hit them. While I show these brothers how to let her like talking in rhythm. Talking in rhythm.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Talking in Rhythm. We got a full crew here today. I'm your host, Chuck the Barber. We got Big V in the house.
What up?
We got the beautiful Miss Ari.
Hi.
We got the most funny Mama Michelle.
Hey. He needed that extra.
Yeah, I got to get that.
Thank you.
Yeah, stand-up comedian.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. So how's everybody's weekend going?
I've had a great weekend. Busy weekend.
I didn't do shit but work.
That's all I did too.
Yeah.
But it was busy. It was fun. I got to meet a lot of people, new people, and make some money. So, that's always good. How about you?
Yeah.
Man.
Quiet and shit.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm about to start borrowing. It's work and money. I like that. Now, my weekend was kind of just, I did some grandma stuff, so it was cool.
How many grandkids?
4.
Okay.
I ain't ready for that shit yet. Fuck that.
How old is your oldest?
23.
No grandkids?
Nah.
Okay. I have 5.
5? Okay.
Yes. 5
All right.
grandkids.
Welcome to the G Mama neighborhood.
I'm loving it.
Niggas is
It
fucking
is.
out this motherfucker.
Oh.
I ain't ready. Little kid right over me like, get this little motherfucker.
You're going to love them so hard.
I know.
I know, but I'm
Think
just
you
saying.
love your kids? till
Beyond
you have a
control.
grandkid.
Beyond control. There's a science study. There's a scientific study that says that there are different centers
You could
in
tell.
the brain that love the kids versus the center that loves the grandkid.
That's right.
I just want that little space in between. Like I'm trying to enjoy a little
23.
Yeah.
That's damn near geriatric nowadays. People. I'm
hold
saying
on.
as far as because people can't have kids after a certain age. They already having a hard time having children anyway. So it's like if you don't get them young, you're gonna be in one of these clinics
I got 25,
trying to get the eggs.
26. I ain't got no grandkids.
Grandkids? How
yet.
many kids?
Boys or
kids 20.
girls.
A boy and a girl. And
Oh,
neither
okay.
one of them have any kids.
But
I
you
got
know, the
2
birth
girls,
rate in the
21,
U.S. is
23.
down. People are not like, first of all, people are being more educated about, how to produce and when to produce. So there's a lot of complaints, well, mostly among melanated people, that the birth rate is so low in the U.S. and they're looking at, they have studies on what to do about it. So.
But I think it's low because people are worried about their careers more. And just
That's
want to be
facts.
in a better financial state. All this mental illness, the things they went through when they was young and watched their parents go through. I think that people they don't consider children a blessing anymore,
I don't know. I think it's also young women, and because you talked about 23, I think it's also young women are a little bit
Career.
smarter
Yeah.
than what they were.
Yeah.
And even if they aren't career oriented, there's all this stuff about traveling and doing things that maybe,
Want their freedom.
they didn't see in other, in prior generations. Like, for our generation, which kind of leads into our topic, you thought about, when you grow up, the first thing that they push upon you is not, hey, go out as a young lady and get a career. It's go out as a young lady, get married, have kids, take care of your house.
Yeah, find
Now
your
these young
magical
women have
other.
more options,
Yeah.
And they're
They're
closing
not
up
thinking
abortion
about
clinics.
right, and also too, you got married back then for stability. We didn't have
Right.
the same.
It's not like that no more.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
it's
The
Not at
women
all.
is the stability now, even more.
The women
more
want
so.
stability?
I'm saying a lot now. Women are out
They're making
are
good
out.
money now.
Yeah, they're making
The
good
women are
money. They're
real
making
good
more money than
now.
a lot of the men, especially black
more money,
women.
more choices.
Right.
That's how it is.
And they choosing to
So it's like a role reversal now. Women are,
I don't.
or the men now.
I mean, it's
they
evolving.
get to be choosy and do what they.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a reversal. I think, how like they're always saying, marriages lasted a long time and blah, 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 this about marriages. When I think back to, some of the people that I knew that were married years and years and years, like there was a lot going on in the marriages that was unspoken.
Facts, yeah.
I mean, Papa had, his family with his wife, but Papa also had a little something on the
Right, but
side.
also too, women had to stay because of financial stability.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They had to put up with you having a kid by the neighbor in order for them to have a certain amount of security back then.
Yeah, because if you leave, that's absolutely true. And so now when those conditions don't exist, along with more education on how to prevent unplanned childbirth,
Mhm.
then, you know, because people still out there hoochie coochie, and I get I get it.
Oh, that's right.
People out there throwing that thing, because I be hearing a lot about it. So it's not that people aren't, you know, engaging in sexual activity anymore. I think just people are being a little more educated and more controlled about producing children.
And the food is making us not be able to produce children too.
Okay, that's true too.
They probably see how they were their
shrinking
kids, and they
balls.
like, I don't want no kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, like just the freedom of choice. Like, you know, both of you just said you're not crying about grandkids. Back in the day, you know, if a woman by 23 hadn't had, you know, a child, or at least a miscarriage, something wrong, you know, like what's wrong with her? She can't produce, you know, but it's not like that anymore. So
I don't know. My first child was planned, and me and her only had one child, and that was my ex-wife, whatever it was. I mean,
There's definitely a difference when it's planned.
well, I never wanted to have a bunch of kids anyway.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't think I was ever going to
How many kids?
I had 2 girls, 21, 23.
Girls. You said that too.
Yeah, I didn't even really want to have kids. I got kind of, I wouldn't say sucker, but I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Juicy had you crazy.
No, but I don't regret
go
it.
on, why you? I mean, just go and say it. Just call it out.
I mean, I was married, so
But
You was
just,
in love.
you do what you do to make the other person happy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
Juicy had him crazy. You saw he skipped
I
over.
don't think no Juicy ever made me crazy. I ain't never
You
had that
said
kind
yes.
of Juicy. Nah.
You said yes.
And that's what you do, though. I mean, you do what you have to do to make the other one happy.
Mm.
So did
She
you?
might be.
Did you do that? Did you produce?
I
because
never
you-
been married, and mine's wasn't planned, but it was planned because I could have been doing whatever I needed to do to prevent it.
Right.
You know, but I was happy for it. I'm still happy for it. So
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I, like what you said about blessings. My kids was definitely, to me, was blessings to me. So,
Because they stopped you from doing a lot of crazy stuff.
absolutely. They made me change my life. Made
My
me
daughter
reroute
said
life.
her kids were stopping her from being a crash test dummy because she was on whatever came. However the money came, that's what she was on. And I tell you, like, no amount of preaching that I did could, you know, stop her from, you know, doing what she was doing, whatever. But them kids, that changed our whole world around.
Oh, trust me, crashing out wasn't even a word.
So do you feel like your wife married you for love or stability?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was
Absolutely both. Because I was always a breadwinner. When I met her, she definitely wasn't a breadwinner. She started making a lot more money once she graduated and all that stuff. That's when it got a little spicy. You know what I mean?
What's
she started
spicy?
acting up when
When
she
she
got
started, the more money she made and the further she went in her career, things got more complicated.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, can you describe that a little bit? Because I, you know, it's always
It's just like basically she wanted to do what she wanted to do. Like
attitude change.
everything changed. Like as far as like us having a conversation about taxes, she just take the tax return and
do whatever she wanted.
yeah, shit like that. She asked
Wow,
me
that's
asked me
out
to
of
get a
line.
mink coat, like these 2 mink coats. I think one was a mink and something else. I was like, no, you don't need that shit. She just took my fucking American Express and got the motherfuckers. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I'm like, this bitch is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
she
It's
thugging.
just, it wasn't just her. It's a lot of them that do it. You know, we're not going to just say he is, but there's a lot of them that do it. It changes. I mean, a lot of them, I mean, it takes a real old school woman to still make good money and still be that woman and not trying to take over the household.
What are those characteristics?
What are they?
Yeah, like, you know, what are the characteristics of that old school woman? What would she need to do if she's out earning you? Like, what would still make her this soft, in her place type of woman?
Well, I mean, it's
What's the checklist for that?
him. He can decide if we need to get a roof on the house. Let him decide and figure out what we need to do to get this done. You know, I mean, even though she got the money, we're not going to say she's making like a whole lot more money, but as the man, baby, it's time for us to get a roof. I found a couple companies, not her coming in. I got a roofing company coming tomorrow. Like,
Right.
damn, why you
Right,
need,
so definitely
you know,
it should be a joint
Yeah.
situation.
It's supposed to be joined anyway. I mean, she went out earning me anyway, but until I came back from diving and shit. So.
Well, I would say I had the misfortune I don't know I married someone that had a lot of earning potential. He had 2 master's degrees, but in the U.S. is not about necessarily your degrees, but often it's about your network, right? And so he just could not understand how I was out earning him.
Mhm.
And so that did produce major challenges in our marriage. And if I had to go back and say some things where I may have been wrong, I would never, I don't believe, go out and say, oh, I'm going to do or have this major purchase, or I'm going to do something that is of that magnitude without having a discussion with him. But it is the opposite for me. It's when he decides, hey, we're going to do X, Y, Z. So let's take, for instance, maybe I got some type of bonus or received some type of bonus from my employment, and he's planned out, how we're going to spend this extra money coming into our household, because he has a ultimate plan. And I really appreciate that. But fool, that's my money. The hell you mean?
Well,
We
but
finna
I'm
take all this money and
say-
send it. And I
It
understand
should
I
be
was
a group
wrong.
effort. Do you feel like with women making all this money now, is that the reason for the highest divorce rate in the African American community?
I think it's
And people not getting married as a whole.
Mhm.
Like, we're the lowest race that we don't get married.
Our divorce
Like
rate is 41%, and 37% is the woman filing for divorce.
yeah.
And it's
the
usually
highest in the
financial.
country.
They say it's usually financial.
Financial is number one.
Number one.
Yeah,
Number one.
it is financial because,
But that's number one in all.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
man.
that's all
Divorces.
across the board.
but I think the finance kind of produces the behavior that leads to divorce. When they say financial, like the behavior that I just described, like the lack of communication about the money, like he didn't sit down with me. He didn't feel like he felt like because he's the man,
Mhm.
it was not necessary
But
to
what
sit
you
down
said
with
also,
me.
though,
Is this my money?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
y'all money.
But
y'all
in my
both putting
head-
in this pot.
Right.
Yeah.
So
'cause
with
if
that
you married,
attitude, you're
it's-
going to lose all day.
If
Yeah.
you married, it's y'all money.
It's your
It is-
money.
it's-
It's the
it's
family.
absolutely
y'all
our
supposed to be
money.
a team.
Supposed to be a team.
Yeah.
And I felt like he felt disrespected that I wasn't all excited about what he's going to do. But I felt disrespected that you didn't even have a conversation with me about what we're going to do. And, this brings up a good question. Could there not be so there's household money. There is, hey, this is my paycheck and this is what goes into the household.
Mhm.
And then, this is my bonus. This is me working my butt off. So can I not have some
That's not a
discretion?
marriage. That ain't how
No.
marriage
Right.
works.
Well,
It's
that's,
y'all
I'm
bonus.
divorced.
Right.
Yeah,
Hello?
I see. Of
It's
course.
y'all bonus.
Exactly.
If,
But
y'all,
you
if
think
you had
that-
But his
student
bonus
loans,
wasn't my
if
bonus.
you had student loans before y'all get married and y'all got married, those are y'all student
Yeah,
loans
that-
now.
That's the way
But
it's
that's
supposed
not-
to be. That's
And
the way
that's
it's
not
supposed to be.
that's not necessarily how it was. He had because he was, in a situation where his income was variable, he had undisclosed income.
hmm
He had the ability to, make income that wasn't disclosed. And he didn't feel as a man that he needed to share with me how the finances were ran. I just needed to comply. And so I do realize that, maybe number one, I chose wrongly or accepted the wrong thing in the first place. Like when we got married, this should have been a topic, but we originally agreed that, hey, X amount of dollars from each portion of our incomes would go into a family fund.
hmm
And then, the rest would be, we would have a portion of our income
Mhm.
that was discretionary spending. Like if I wanted to save
Did y'all
up,
have separate bank accounts?
we did not.
Oh.
We did kind of like a
Did
portion.
you or didn't you? Come on now.
Well,
I'm confused.
we had
That's
the-
not.
We had the household,
The
income,
household,
and then we
and then
had
you
the
had your own
discretionary,
separate.
the one that was supposed to be.
So y'all had separate bank accounts.
We had one that was together, one joint and one
So
separate.
you had separate bank
Yeah,
accounts.
okay,
Yes,
right.
this is a yes.
It's a yes.
So do you feel like the toxic masculinity, like you was saying, a woman should be this certain type of way? If it's a group, if you guys are one, shouldn't all things be discussed?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because you talk as if like it's a place for the woman.
Well,
Mhm.
well, no. When I was saying
Yep.
about the
Thank
roofing,
you.
like the man It's like he doing the work, but you still bringing it to the table. Not just, baby, the roofing company, they'll be here tomorrow. I found one already. It's going to cost this amount. I make the money. I'm paying for it, and that's it. No, bring it in. Well, I got this one. I know somebody already, so we can get. I know Chuck knows somebody that got a roofing company. I done hollered at him. So I'm trying to save us money, not just because you got the money. We're gonna pay for it.
Well, so can I ask this of? Well, I'll ask you separately. Maybe can I ask? How would you have handled it? So in a situation where, X dollars is coming into your household. So when we made a household plan based on a budget of $200,000, and then one of us had an opportunity to increase their pay significantly. And so now there is a different budget, but there was no discussion about that. That was just, there were assumptions made. So is it wrong for me to want to have some say-so in where the money that I contribute to the household goes?
No, I mean, y'all both should have say. That's the fact. That's like in my shit, like I paid the bulk of the bills for the house or whatever.
Right.
And she had attitude because she had to pay like utilities or her phones and stuff like that. But I didn't even ask her where she was sticking her money at. I found out, but I'm just saying, I didn't even ask. She was more concerned about, we had 2 houses and I always paid the mortgage in 2. I didn't pay the mortgage when I stepped off, but I'm just saying, like, we stopped having discussions about what we was doing. Or sometimes we had a discussion and she'd do what you want to do anyway. So my thing is, like what you was basically saying to V, this is just my opinion. The way women move now is a little hard for men, and they think, oh, it's a soft man can't. It ain't that. It's just that women don't. It's too much. Like, it's a way to do things and a way not to do things. Like, I watched my grandma always have a man. My grandma was fat, white. Nobody looked like they wanted her, but she knew how to
make a man feel
like a man without losing herself or be. She knew how. She understood how to stroke a man's ego.
Right, but
I'm just saying she knew how to.
I agree with you.
And I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that this generation of women, or maybe the last generation, they lost that. So you can't yell at me. You can't treat me like another man.
I think they haven't had any examples either.
I don't care about the reason why. Yeah. If you could point out the what's wrong. But do you have a patience for the black woman when you know that all the men are in prison? I'm not in prison. You're not in prison, but I'm saying a lot of what's going on in our community is systematic. A lot of the evolution that's going on is because of the things that's going on. That's true. That are out of our control. But we have a grace for each other, or do we let the strongest thing that we had, which was family, be broken down? It's already because of ego. It is, but how do we repair it?
Most men don't want women. I mean, are you looking for a wife? You're single. Are you looking for a wife?
I'm not looking for a wife, but I'm not close to having a wife.
It's like what he's saying. Like, and my thing is, like, at my age now, nah. I mean, if it happens, it happens. The way I look at it, if it's organically, you ain't got no control over it anyway. No, but I'm not out here seeking a wife. Like, I need a wife. Nah, I'm too old for that shit. I'm not. I got more time, in back of me than I got in front of me. I don't feel like going through that shit. I don't want to go through a divorce in my 50s.
Now,
so why do you have to think like a divorce in your 50s? Why can't you just meet this person that you whoever the person is? What did I just say? If it happens organically, so be it. But are you going to allow it?
Let me finish. Okay. I'm not actively seeking shit, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I would allow it. That's how I got into it.
But are you going to see it?
I didn't look for my ex-wife. I didn't look for any girlfriend or woman I ever been with. I wasn't out seeking that. It just happened.
Right. But back in the day, men used to seek women. They used to seek a wife. They wanted
both ways. There's still women out here seeking
because women wanted a husband. Now, do they?
Ooh.
I'm gonna have me a husband. Because I know I'm a wife. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm a wife. I'm going to have me a husband. As soon as I say, okay, and now I'm going to get me a husband. I'm just going to be where I need to be. And I know that my husband is coming because I'm a wife. And that's just it.
You're right.
I've never not been with a man that didn't want me to be his wife.
And I don't want any parts of that. Like, I have a friend now. I've had several friends that, have had conversations about marriage. And one sat me down and he said, hey, all this property is going here, and this is what I have to offer you.
Mhm.
You know, in terms of, you know, how to live out your life financially as my wife.
Mhm.
We had a financial discussion, like a big one, because I think he wanted me to understand that I wasn't going to get as much as I thought I probably would get if something happened to him.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I was agnostic to the conversation because I had no intention on going any further or being anybody's wife, because I know that at this juncture in my life, I don't want to submit. I don't want to submit to anybody, but I'll submit to God, you know, and try to, you know, obey his word. But as far as to your point, I think I went through a couple of relationships where the submission part was, I feel like, abused. I feel like when somebody takes your, I don't want to say your, because you said it's our, takes our income, right? Decides what he's going to do with it, you know, kind of mandates everything in your life. He was mandating everything in my life. I couldn't
Who all
do it.
been married here? You been married?
I've been
before?
engaged about 3 times.
Married. You been married?
Yes.
Okay. You never been married. You never been married.
No.
Let me tell you something. Going through a divorce is some of the toughest shit you're gonna do.
Right.
To sit up here and say that you willing to do that shit again, you're a bad motherfucker.
It's like a death.
Well,
I was in a relationship for
It's not
a
the
lot
same.
of years
It ain't
that
the
I
same.
lived with the person.
It's not the same. I promise you it ain't.
And for me, I believe in love. I believe in marriage. And I don't when I say marriage and wife and husband, I don't necessarily mean King James
Right.
version. You understand what I'm saying? I don't necessarily mean, oh, let's go to the court and sign the paperwork. I don't know what y'all believe. I'm just saying, like, to me, certain things makes a woman a wife. Certain things makes a man a husband.
But what I'm saying is going through a divorce, like the shit you go through in a divorce, it's not, you gotta recover from that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's like crashing on a motorcycle and you got to heal back up, and in your mind, you got to be ready to get back on that same motorcycle knowing you wrecked that motherfucker and it was bad. You know what I'm saying? Nah, not at all.
Well, let me
Right.
ask you this, because, you know, your divorce experience was probably very traumatic. Was it a shocker? Was it your choice? I mean, from what I experienced in some, you know, the divorce is just the final act. There was a separating period. There was a period of time in which you were separating, growing apart, or having different points of views. It wasn't a shocker.
No, when I left, I told myself I ain't going back, not this time.
Okay. So y'all have been separated
But I
before.
had already knew that it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it wasn't going to be easy at all.
Right.
It was a way worse than I even thought.
But do you feel like this generation now, they don't want to fight for anything?
No, they
want
ready
it to come
break-
to the
they ready
door,
quit.
just like the tacos or the.
It's a
You know
cancel
what I'm
culture.
saying?
That's
Like,
what it
right.
is.
Yeah, quick as they get married, quick as they be like, I'm through.
I see a lot of women that say they want to be married and they want this and they want this man to, you know, be a leader and all this. But when you come into their life, they don't know what the fuck they doing. I promise you they don't.
And I'm not
Because
looking
it
for
ain't
no
like
man
they know
lead
how to
me.
move out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you
Yes.
want
I
somebody to
definitely
lead,
see
get out
that.
the way.
I
Well,
definitely see that.
I just believe that I definitely agree with you that there needs to be a softening of the female culture. Like there needs to be a softening of the female culture in terms of the amount of respect that we have, the amount of not the respect that we have, but respect that we demonstrate, right? Because there's a difference between respecting someone and demonstrating respect. I think that the people that women my age and older have allowed to influence our youth, like, you know, I hate to say, you know, some of our, you know, female rappers that are, you know, kind of taken or idolized.
Just the rappers, the
Yes, I am.
R&Bs, all that shit. The whole
that
culture is
present-
fucked up.
that present an image to our children, television shows with women that present an image to our children, you know, and then
But I
the
think
worst
it's
is the
men and
in-home,
women.
and the in-home experience.
It is, but
It's men and women.
Oh, yes, definitely
it's
men
the
and women.
times we living in. Period. Like we can't just put it on the women and the.
nobody
It's
just
but
put
it
on
does
women.
need
It's
to be a
both ways.
softening.
It's
But
definitely both ways.
What I was trying to get to is that when men say, women need to step aside and, be willing to let the man lead.
That's if you want a man to lead. Though.
Right.
But I think that a man needs to be a leader.
Marriage is a business. You can't just let any man.
Men need to qualify for leadership. You don't just let anybody in the presidency.
Then find the one that does.
Right. You find somebody you decide to marry him, but you don't want to get out the way. But then you say he wasn't qualified. What you doing with him?
Right.
Correct.
What you doing with him? So it don't even make sense.
Right.
So at some point you decided this was the man. He's going to be the leader, but you still don't want to get out the way because somewhere in your mind he ain't really qualified, but you still married him.
Correct.
Man, kill yourself. That's
correct. Correct. But
that's not what you really want. What you want to do, you want to change him and mold him to do what you want him to do.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, what it is the
that's
Bible
exactly
says.
What it is, bro.
The Bible says submit to each other. So it is not it is more of a democratic relationship than today's men.
The Bible's gonna make the woman. The Bible's gonna make the woman tells the woman to submit way more than the motherfucking man.
Right. It
ain't
does.
No woman doing that shit.
And a man is not the majority of the men who say that they're alpha males. They're not consulting women. Women are supposed to be your backbone. We're not supposed to be like, it's not a dictatorship. A marriage is not a dictatorship. And so what I felt like I was experiencing was not a man that is leading me, and leading our family, but a man that was wanting to become a dictator. Well, and that's not it. I married him because he didn't display those dictatorships, that dictatorship in the beginning. He displayed a collaborative.
Or you just ain't like giving up your money. You wanted to keep your money. That's maybe what it is. Now he a dictator.
Well,
is that what they do?
The bonus killed it.
They moved the goalposts quick when they say, I wanted that money.
Back in the day, women were more submissive because men they played their position. They were men
that art. Skill.
Exactly. That, to me, I feel like if a man is masculine and he's a leader, we're going to naturally fall into that.
Right.
I'm going to be in my femininity because you've allowed me that space to be in my femininity.
I almost wanted to high five you. That is absolutely
but
correct.
You can't be a clown, want me to pay half and then trying to tell me what to do and do, but I gotta wait for you to do this and do that, and you not leading, you not setting the example the way that you should.
Then it's time to cut it off then.
Right,
before it even
exactly. But a lot of times people want to try to fix it.
And can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I hate to cut you off, but I want to ask you a question. You specifically, if a man is not looking for a wife, well, then why is he out here? Like, if he's not gonna look for a wife, why are men out here discussing women, talking about women, dating women if they don't want a wife? Are they just, or what are you seeking when you go out and you meet a lady?
There's a lot of women that don't want a husband.
Right. A lot of people just want companionship.
I mean, if we good when we together, we vibe, we good, we all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you find the right shit when you looking for it. It's going to happen. It's gonna
organically.
Happen.
Yeah.
You out here looking for shit, you're going to get a lot of problems. That's what happened to a lot of people. Yeah.
But I have a friend, he's Muslim, and he's dating somebody who has to meet his family and spend time with his family. And they have like a whole, I want to call it a ritual. I wouldn't call it a ritual. I'd say a whole program in preparation for the marriage, right? And do you think that marriages now don't survive too because there is not a backbone for said thing? Like back in the day, everybody supported you. That's Vernon's wife, that's V's wife. They had a respect for your relationship. And here, you have your friends. If you go to your friends and say, hey, I'm having girl, you ought to leave him. I wouldn't put up with that. But
that's where you messed up because you should only.
Because you're not marrying their family.
You're not marrying, but you are though.
But in reality, you are. But in reality, you are.
The way it's supposed to work.
Right.
Like, if me and you get married, we become a half to a whole. So we're one entity, right? So we function as one. As one unit, right? The only thing I put before my spouse is God, right? So even if your dad or your mom don't like me, they don't sleep in my bed. You understand what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with nothing.
It doesn't, but to me...
It doesn't. And if you allow it, you'll get divorced. I'm telling you.
I understand all that, but I think initially, you want to... Family matters. If you have two healthy families, family matter. I'm not saying if your mama was on crack, if you was this, if you was that. It's different situations. But ultimately, I think from the beginning, you marry everybody as a whole. Yes, you one person, but you don't want to go in a relationship with stress where the mama don't like you, the daddy don't like you. I think that's why a lot of people getting divorced too.
No, you don't deal with them. You don't bring your family into your household like that.
You don't bring your family. You can't. But I'm just saying,
everybody's family ain't gonna like each other. Like there was a lot of people in my family like, I don't like her. People in my family, I don't like him. They don't sleep with us. Fine.
Right,
I don't have to deal with them.
Right.
You have to
your own family members that don't like each other.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
And I think that's our culture. But I know like my kids had a lot of Indian friends. I do a lot of,
Mhm. That's
very important to them. Italians, different races. It seems like it's us, that yes, the Bible says we're all one, but I think all of those little things nip away at why you get a divorce. I think that those are outside little stresses, because
I would hate when people came into my house and treated like it was like they could do whatever they want. Like it's her house. Like, look at him, man. This is my house.
No, I'm not saying that.
You know what I'm saying?
That.
I don't care if you're her father or mother or uncle, cousin, brother,
definitely.
whatever. Yeah, this is my house.
And I think that's kind of what you're saying is that there was an adaptation or a program in which the families kind of, understood, like in different cultures where the divorce rate is slightly lower or much lower, that there is a level, there's a meeting of
it's a business.
There's a meeting of the minds. Like, we understand that this is your culture, and I might not like this guy, but I'm going to support your marriage because this is, now y'all are one. And the disrespect is, not necessarily as condoned as it is in our neighborhood in our area, our culture.
If a family is going to step in and be part of it, my thing is, like, let's say you're my daughter and you're going through it with your husband, but I recognize what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
So as a man, it has nothing to do with me taking a side. It has everything to do with me schooling you, telling you,
correct,
you're wrong. What you're doing is wrong. It's not going to work. And I think that's what we do. We take sides. That's my child. Fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Instead of actually stepping in and doing the right thing, and being a leader and being an educator. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying to my point. You just make the point I'm trying to make.
Most people don't do that. They just pick a side.
But that's what I mean when I say family.
Don't even know what's going on.
Right, right.
So.
And that's
what I mean when I say family.
We can agree on that.
You want to make sure that it's a certain amount where you can get the right advice. Somebody's not going to give you advice because they don't like them. They're going to give you advice for your marriage, to support and make the family stronger.
And now I'm going to get to what I believe is some of our root cause. You have a lot of children that have grown up in single parent homes that don't have that type of example, that don't have that type of support. They go out, don't really understand, exactly, the sacrifice, the commitment, the level of respect.
And that's when you seek help. Because even before I got married, I went to premarital counseling.
And do you
when
think
I was
that
married,
helped a lot?
I went to marriage counseling.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
so
good.
You gotta figure it out. If you want something.
Did you grow up with a father?
No, I didn't. But the point is, that's like me. If I want to be a businessman, I go to school for business. I gotta seek in order, find what I want to do and get educated about it. So that's what I did.
But I don't think people are going through that rigor today.
Then they don't want it.
I don't think people are going through that rigor.
That's like saying you want to be a millionaire, but you don't want to work.
Right.
Well, that's like going
work.
through the rigor today. There is no qualifications. There's nothing. Two people can, have a spark, or they can have, whatever, for whatever reason, they can decide that they want to be with somebody, and then y'all get together, and then you go into this marriage, and then you walk into it, and everything is blissful, and then a little bit of the bliss, the newness of the whole situation wears off, and now you got to deal with, I thought you knew that you're supposed to clean these baseboards, or who's responsible for cleaning the baseboards, or
you seek help.
You
go find a way to fix that. So you got to sit down with other married couples or go to marriage, whatever you got to do. If you want that, then you work for it. You fight for it. If you don't, you don't want it. If you just want to throw shots at each other and do all that shit and who's right and who's wrong, man, kill yourself. You're going to lose.
Right.
Especially in a marriage.
Yeah.
So it's all about what you really want.
Right.
Like if I got to come home and you cut me up all day, yelling at me and shit and doing that, man, I don't want to come home to that shit. I'm going to leave. I'll come back in a couple of days and you might hate me more. Hey, then eventually I'm going to leave all the way. Like, fuck it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, home
What's
is
the
supposed
nearest
to be
river?
peace.
Yeah, I get ghosts, man. I get no win on you.
You better not eat nothing I cook for the next 6 years.
I didn't
Damn.
anyway because most of the women I messed with it couldn't cook better than me, so it didn't matter.
See?
Yeah.
Now look, you have a little over masculine power there. No one you met can cook better than you.
My ex-wife couldn't cook better than me. No,
Really?
Mm-mm.
What did she do better than you?
It ain't about what she did better. She couldn't cook better than me. She knew that. I usually
So
cook
you
dinner.
know your part. I got it.
I cook dinner.
Don't
She
try to
cook
take
dinner.
his side. You
I'm
know,
It ain't
saying,
about
no,
size.
it's not
That's the
size.
way
It's
you're
not
looking
about
at it.
size.
You're
you
looking
are
at it
taking. You are taking.
You're
his
looking at it
side.
like it's a
No,
versus.
if
and
I'm
it's
in
not
the
a versus.
if I'm married,
Ravioli
it's
is
not a side.
ravioli.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
that's what's
Ravioli is ravioli. It don't even matter. Keep in mind, I'm a comedian. I'm just
I
trying to
feel
have a
you.
look.
I'm just saying. I
break
mean, it's
here.
not a
This-
versus though.
Look,
but
it is not a versus. And, you know, like right now, you talk about food, you on my topic. You understand what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I'm
Yeah.
listening. I'm listening all ears
I
open.
could
I'm
probably
just
cook
trying
better
to keep
than
my
you too.
composure. Now,
yeah,
stick with your party.
He cook better than her. Maybe she cleaned the baseboards better than him. Okay, now we got that's yours. This mine.
Okay, but what kept you from getting across the threshold line? Like, what kept you from saying, "Hey, I love you enough to marry you"?
I was
want
a
you to be
whore.
At least he being
Man
truthful.
whore.
But did all the women who you dated know that they weren't going to be the Mrs.?
Nah, I was gone before we discussed it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So what you drive? Because I want to make sure they don't come up here and hit my car up.
I ain't
Like,
got none of that either.
so
I don't play
yeah.
with people. No, none of that. I don't play with
I
nobody's
don't do that
emotions.
either.
No, none
You
of that.
don't?
Nope.
So
I'm
they
too old for
everybody know that
I
they
can-
just there for whatever you want them
I
for.
can leave my door unlocked. Ain't nobody gonna mess with it. Ain't nobody gonna come tear up my
But
car.
let me ask you: does everybody know they're in a queue, but not in a queue for marriage? Keep in mind, it's a podcast. Everybody gonna know
Who
now.
said
I'm not saying they're not in the queue
Yeah,
for
I was
marriage.
about to say who's saying they're not.
He just hasn't met his wife yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not just saying no. I'm not gonna.
but you
None
just
of
said.
y'all.
I'm saying, but did anybody get close?
Woo. Nope. Yeah. 20-some years ago.
God, dog.
A lot of people don't want to be vulnerable. That's a lot of the reason why the world is in the state that it's in.
So it's just not women that don't want to be vulnerable. It's men that don't
but-
want to be vulnerable.
Yes,
also.
men that's been
Okay.
hurt. They don't want to be vulnerable.
Okay,
I wouldn't say vulnerable. That's not the right word.
but
You gotta. I'm just saying, like, V older than me. Like, we in our 50s. So you
correct.
get to a point where it's like, okay, am I willing
To change things.
It ain't changing. It's am I willing to roll the dice at this age? You know what I'm saying? Like,
People
you know
get
what
married
feels
at
so
70
good
years
to
old.
go
that's
home and
people,
just
but it's
not
not
even
saying
have
Right,
to
for
answer.
I'm
you,
making
you
my
not doing
own
it. We know
rational
you
dec-
not. We know
That's
you
not what I'm saying. I'm just
Because
saying.
you,
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying once you, I can't explain it to you because you've never been through a divorce. So it's just
Well,
I'm
okay,
saying-
but even she went through so I wanted
Divorce-
to say she went through a breakup.
that's not the
where-
same.
tell me
I
why
wanna
it's not
say-
the same.
It's not the
Because it
same.
wasn't on paper.
I want to say
The
that,
paper, the property, it's a lot of shit.
but
you
that
got.
doesn't
Let
mean
me
that she
finish.
didn't
Let
have
me finish.
property.
I'm trying to explain to her.
Go ahead.
She was with somebody. It's not the same. When you married and you build together, now you got to rip all this shit apart.
She could have had
We
that.
built. But I understand.
It's not the same because when you go to a divorce legally,
Okay.
everybody's entitled to their share.
Right.
It's not the same in a relationship.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Texas is a community property.
I know
state,
it is.
so
I got
it's-
divorced in Texas, baby.
Okay,
I know.
so-
I got married in Fort Worth, Texas, Tarrant County. Yeah.
I know. So I mean, what was your divorce like?
Well,
I mean,
it was
separation.
bad, but
How many?
That's
Was there
another
years
story.
involved? Was
yes, 13 years.
there 13 years?
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
Maybe it's not. I was with my ex-wife altogether in total for 12 years. We was only married for like 3, maybe
right,
whatever.
Right.
uh-huh.
The divorce side is
I know
not
what
the
you're saying.
same. I was with a woman for 7.5 years before her.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
moved my shit out and left.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's different. The divorce, we had to sit there and go to court constantly, beefing back and forth, fighting about custody, fighting
Yeah.
about the
It's-
house,
yeah.
fighting about bank accounts. They froze bank, all kind of shit.
Did you have to go through that?
She
No,
can't.
I went
can't.
through
wasn't
some
married.
things
But
like the
in
house
Texas,
thing,
they
but
can
not.
fight. We can fight
No,
for that.
no, you can't.
It is true.
It's community property when you're married. When you're in a relative, you could file for it, but more
Yeah,
likely
you
you're
can't
not
file
going
for
to
it.
get
I
it.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you're
I
not going to
understand
get
what you're
that
saying.
shit,
As far as
spouse
the
support and all
financial
that
part,
shit.
yeah.
You don't qualify
Unless
for
y'all,
it.
both of y'all name on
It's
the
not the
deed, then y'all
same.
got to sell
Well,
the
I
house
can
and
just
split
say
it.
my
That's
divorce
about
was
it.
a little bit different because all of the marital assets,
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
the marital assets I mean, there is some pieces to divorce, but I just don't feel like the material aspects of it are as difficult as the emotional aspects of
It's
it.
both, because it all creates that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in the end, I said, look, you can have all of this shit. I just want
I want out.
custody. No, fuck that. I was out. I wasn't getting back in. It didn't matter. I wanted joint custody of my child. That's it. You can have all the shit.
Okay.
She didn't even want to do that. She just wanted to fight.
Was there a reason why she wanted to fight?
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it was a reason, but you got to ask her.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, like, does he know? Because he might know the reason.
I don't know the reason.
I mean,
So hopefully,
spite, there's a reason for spite.
hopefully when we, these new AI schools that they coming up,
Mm-hmm.
the AI schools will teach the kids how to be more submissive or more masculine. How do you guys feel about
AI
that?
not going to be able to teach that.
Now they
People
want
can't teach it. How the fuck is AI going to do it?
Yeah, they're about to start testing out some schools that instead of teachers, they're going to be teaching them with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
don't think they're doing it in Texas, though.
Yeah, Chicago. But I read
I think
is
Austin is going to.
Texas
and Colorado.
Well, Texas is hiring right now. They're hiring teachers. They're paying teachers $100,000 a year, and principals $150,000. They just did that this week.
Which they very well should.
They should, because you will have more passion in your job when little Timmy is kicking you in the shin.
Yeah.
Well, when you can afford to eat as a teacher. My daughter-in-law is a teacher in the in HISD, in the spring ISD, and the requirements and the overall constant training. And I just was with like I just told you, I'm a grandmother. I was with my own grandkids, and I can tell you that having to corral or having to corral children and not having parental support or not having the ability to have any type of disciplinary, like people don't even want you to talk assertively to their children. Not only are you not gonna, hey, put that down, you also can't, talk assertively to their children.
They're coming try to fight the teacher.
Right. So I think that to drive back to AI schools, I think that what the AI schools will do is present programming that will help identify the level that your child is on, and from a screen time, AI screen time
can work at their level.
Can work at their level. Whereas when I was in school, some of the challenge that I had was probably ADHD, but more importantly than ADHD is, why are you taking so long on this particular subject? We already understand this, but you have somebody else that's at a different level, and you over there letting Charles read. Charles cannot read. Why can't we?
I can
we
read,
should be.
baby.
We should be.
I can read.
Not you.
Well, they say that's.
Well, I mean,
I'm
like
Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
Well, you
Charles.
identify as
Charles.
Chuck the barber on here, so you have this guy, that's struggling to read, and this was a real boy in school. So I'm probably gonna get beat up after this. But look, he was struggling. And I wanted to move on to something else because I was bored. What I'm gonna do while you sitting there? Well, I'm gonna be writing all over stuff.
You probably should have been in elevated classes then.
I was. AI, I believe, does have a place in helping to develop education, because I believe that it will individualize the learning program.
Yeah, they say that's what it's supposed to do. And also, they won't have to spend so much time on the lesson, and they can start to teach them more life skills, like when we had home ec.
Yes.
Did you have home ec?
I certainly did.
But doesn't it mess up that human interaction, though?
No, there'll still be teachers.
All they doing is watching. I think it said they was just going, kind of walk around and watch
teachers if they do.
I mean, there'll still be teachers, and there'll still be time for teacher interaction. It just won't be.
I think that it's all bad. I think that we lacking a lot of the reasons we're having the issues we're having in marriages and all of the different things is the lack of interaction, human interaction, natural human interaction that we're supposed to have.
Not to mention screen time.
That's right. Like these kids all got attention.
You're doing that at school all day. You get off the phone, get home, then you're on your phone all day.
Well, that's the at-home disciplinary track. But I would
tough though, man. Like I used to have to make my kids, like we out eating. I'm like, yo, put your phones down or I'll take them shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they be out there, we eating dinner, they on the phone. Like, nah.
Well, a lot of times if you observe, like if you go into a restaurant, not only is the kid on the phone,
It's grown-ups.
but the grown-ups are flipping through stuff.
But not me though. I'm just saying, we're going to do this my way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, until you're old enough to do it your way.
Right.
So, yeah.
So
I used to take their phones and put them in my drawer or my glove box. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely agree, but I will say there is, while I don't support 100% in AI school, I think that there is some advantage to diversifying the way that children learn, because even if we didn't support it, it's coming. Right. So it's better to, I feel like, have a say in how to implement it than to fight the implementation of it, because it's coming regardless. And I think that some kids could could take advantage or could benefit from that diversification. But I also 100%.
See, I just don't know how it's being applied yet, so I can't really speak to it. So,
so I looked at it. You know, they have quite a bit of information on it.
Where they're testing it out.
Well, yeah.
But I think they need to pay more teachers. They need to pay the teachers like they paying these men to put them balls in the basket.
I agree with you 100%.
We don't hold them high like the doctors that they are. And I think that's the issue right there. I think that teachers should be treated like doctors. They should. They're important.
What I'm saying is, I think the parents should too. But there's a lot of parents and teachers don't receive the same support in a lot of teachers complain that they don't receive the same support in our communities.
But how can you support and you the mom at home and nobody's there and you working 2 or 3 jobs for the kids to be able to have what they need?
Right.
A lot of what's going on is because of all of these single parent family homes. So it's an evolution. Every action has a reaction. And I just feel like, yes, the parents can be more involved, but a lot of time it's one parent and she doing the job of both parents.
But it's one teacher against 17 students.
No, but
or 20 students.
But if it's more teachers, then okay, she got 10 students, she got 10 students, she got 10 students.
100%.
But no.
This is my thing. I think in order to have good teachers, you have to pay them properly.
Correct.
Absolutely.
I'm from a single family parent home or whatever, and I had great teachers.
Yeah.
And I went through a lot of shit and they held me down. I ain't gonna lie. My high school, like them teachers, the principal, everybody held me down. I constantly
we had great teachers growing up.
Yeah. I had really good teachers that actually cared. And a lot of them people was leaving. They're not making enough. They're getting shot. The schools and shit getting shot up. So you got people leaving. It ain't worth it. Especially by you pay them people. You pay them to a higher standard. Just like police officers. That's why you see the job as police officers out here. They're undertrained. They don't pay them enough. They don't put enough money into their training. They don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They don't pay the people they should pay in this country. Like you said, athletes and shit like that get all the money, and that's entertainment.
They get all the money and all the support.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But as a teacher, that should be vital to our country. That's our youth.
Like when you come in, just like a pastor, like this pastor such and such. Like when somebody come in and say they're a teacher, it should be this high regard for them. Like, oh my God, you're a teacher. People don't have that.
I agree,
and we shouldn't have to recruit from other countries, getting people from India and Asia and all that shit, giving them scholarships because we got to import the best educated people. That's our fault. That's a failure as a country.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying that that community support that you said that is important, like this is the teachers, special discounts, like veterans get discounts. Yes. Teachers should get that kind of recognition in order for a job to be sought after. Kids want to be in sport or, like sports legends because of the type of treatment, the fame, the perks that go along with it.
It starts in junior high. It starts in junior high.
Man.
Yeah.
It started before junior high.
I'm saying as far as like, in Texas, I know sports is really big here.
Very.
But, my sons were athletes and it just seemed like, when they went to a school that was like Division I or whatever. And it was like they started getting a certain type of treatment, because they were athletes, even though they did very well in school. But it was just like, this was more important than, you ain't got to take the test.
Don't worry about it. We'll get
that type of stuff. Right.
If you look at America in the way that they treat Black people and promote Black people, when you see a Black person on TV, it's an athlete or entertainer.
That's
like
correct.
Like the average person couldn't name 5 black billionaires that weren't entertainers or athletes
Right.
because they don't tout that to us. They show us that. They
Yeah.
just show us if you want to make it in this country and you black, you got to be an athlete or entertainer. And they're going to show you can be an orthodontist or be a doctor. They don't show that to us.
Or you can, like I was telling my granddaughter, she's very, very gifted. And I was like, Maya, you can also, you can cure cancer. You can do this. You can do that. There are certain things that you can do. But getting back to the point is that those teachers deserve that type of recognition. The people who are responsible for educating, people who are responsible for ensuring that our youth are safe,
Absolutely.
they don't get the same type of respect and
but the thing
treatment
is
in the neighborhood.
AI just cutting the teacher out so they don't have to pay a teacher.
Right.
Is that what they're doing? They're
Yeah.
cutting out so they don't have to pay a teacher. They don't want to pay them, so they
don't want to pay them, and the conflict that comes along with the teacher-student relationship.
Yeah.
All of the things that we see on the news,
Mhm.
where the teacher having to beat up the kid and have to beat up the mama because the mama can't. It avoids all of those conflicts.
Mhm.
So I could definitely understand why they would want AI.
Well, I guess I look at it a little bit differently because of the AI implementations that I've been involved in. And I would say, number one, you're not going to stop it because it's already started.
Right.
So the question of whether it's going to happen is irrelevant at this point because it's going to happen. I think that, we should utilize our voices as influencers on how it happens and how engaged and how, that the taxpayers won't support a replacement of teachers. We would support AI enhancing the educational programs that the teachers can provide. So whereas, you are, the way the schools see it now, you're 5 years old, you're in kindergarten. 6 years old, you're in first, second, third. It all goes by your age and, grade level. Whereas, these tools can diversify. Hey, you're 5 years old, but in reading, you're reading at a second grade level. So we're going to provide this level of curriculum.
That's what the teacher been doing, though.
But a teacher
But
can't
I see
do
what
that.
you're saying now.
A teacher can't do
It's
that
different now
individually
than when
for
we were
17 different
17.
children.
But I guarantee this
28
AI
kids.
stuff is not going to be in the inner city.
Well, for 28 different kids, the
So-
teacher can't go through and say, okay, Peggy, you're going to be reading on second grade level today. This is the story that you're going to read. John, you're first grade on this. It can actually build out a curriculum for you because you're not as strong in all subjects. So maybe you're reading on a second grade level, but you're doing math on a first grade level.
So you're going to mix different grades together?
No,
How did that work?
No, the program
how
can.
the fuck that
No,
work?
she's saying.
I know what she's
Right,
saying,
right,
but
right,
how do
right.
you level that shit out? Like you should, if you can't do mathematics on a third grade level and only on the second grade level, but you're in the third grade, that means you should be back in the second grade.
Not necessarily.
Yes, it is necessarily.
But
No,
what if you can
because
do everything but the math?
But
you should-
the
You
programming.
get a tutor.
Yeah, you get a tutor, you go to
right,
summer
The
school or
programming
something.
does allow you to go back. Like the teacher might not recognize or not have time to focus on
They
specifically
recognize
you.
because that's what the testing is for. They
The
analyze
testing
the
helps
test.
them, but it is unreasonable to think that one human being, and let's talk about the size of the classes, is going to
man.
go at you've got kids
But that's what I'm with.
that vary
I
like
disagree with
this.
this.
Right, but I'm
is crazy
saying
right here,
ultimately,
man.
I think that
It is.
what
This
he's
is
saying, I
ridiculous.
think that
We don't.
we need
understand.
more teachers.
We
like he
definitely
said,
need more
like
teachers.
one teacher, okay, 20-something kids instead of AI, we need 2 or 3 teachers in one classroom.
Okay.
Teaching the children.
But they
So
will
what I
never
think.
be.
So why the thing is like the US is like at the bottom of the barrel as far as education.
Education.
How come these other countries can out educate us, like do better? They're not using AI.
And they
So we
poor
gotta run the
countries.
AI and we're gonna do better. That's bullshit.
Right.
I would say a lot of countries have adapted some type of
They give a fuck. That's
automatic.
what-
Right.
They care.
Well,
That's-
they care, but it is not
they know that's the way to
solely
get-
the teacher that is not caring. I'm telling you that the support
Man, listen,
from
you
the
ever
homes
meet
are not
you ever meet
there.
a family of Nigerians and like 8 of them is doctors? Like they push their families and kids to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what
We don't do
That's
that.
what we're talking about. We're not talking about
but
the teacher.
They're out.
We're
What I'm
we're
talking
not talking
about
about
is
the
they're
teacher. We're talking about the home.
listen.
If
it
the
ain't-
home and the
this
community
is my-
does not support
so we're going to
education,
use
it's not
AI to
gonna
make
work.
up for the home. That's what you're telling me.
We're not using AI to make up for the home. We're using AI to
She's saying she can
supplement the
see
learning.
where it can help. I can see
AI
where it can
is
help,
not
but I
gonna be in
also see where the human.
single-family homes.
Nah, it ain't.
It's
They're
what?
not going to
It's
give it
not.
to the inner city.
Nah.
It's gonna be those that probably can pay for.
I was a kid. I come
tuition.
in. Yeah, I come in and I had all kind of problems outside of school and all kind of. And it took that teacher that understood what I was going through to pull me to the side, like, you know, and let me, like, you get here and get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? You know, AI gonna do that shit.
AI is not going to do that, but AI is just a portion of the educational program.
Right.
It's not like they're going to walk in and log into a screen and this
And
is
be
what
there
they're going
all
to do
7 hours.
all day.
That's
This
what
is
you're
not,
saying.
that is not what the AI intervention is. The AI intervention would allow us to come in and, you know, test. So you sit there, you test and you learn. So AI says, okay, in this particular skill, you're reading on a second grade level. In this particular skill, you're learning on this and this particular skill. So these are the things for your learning program. We're going to design your learning program, this screen time that you're going to have based on your level. So you're not trying to pretend that you understand what other kids understand and you're not embarrassed about how
I think that's
you're
unhealthy.
learning.
I disagree
But you
with
still
that.
not getting that interaction with
You
your
would still
classmates.
get that. You would
If
still
you're
get
just
that
over here
interaction.
and they working on this, if they working on 2 different things, you
But it might be 6 kids on this, 5 kids on
Right.
this,
It's not
7 kids
one.
on this. I see what
Yeah,
you're
it's
saying.
not just
As
one.
You know
far
why
as
I disagree with it? Because that ain't how life is. When you get out here and you live real life, it's not going to deal with you. It's not going to treat you the way
because you in second grade
yeah,
math
it's because
and
you're
you in
locking
third grade.
here. It doesn't matter.
Right,
It's going to
you
be
still have
cruel
to-
and hard to you.
That's right.
You don't adjust and give somebody a crutch. And
Education is not about necessarily the ability to provide programming for a child that it has a learning gap is not necessarily the basis of all life. So if you have a learning gap, this programming can help you. I have seen it work in adults. So I know that it can definitely work in children, that if there is a small learning gap. And you know how I know? Because if there is something right now that you want to know that you don't know about, how do you get the information?
Google.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Case closed.
ChatGPT.
yeah, but that
Case
ain't.
closed.
You ain't gonna close my case. So
Case is this
yeah, you
your
can't
show.
close my case.
bad.
Yeah.
This
So
is
it
show.
ain't no different than me putting on my clothes and my shoes and hat and my going down to the library. It's the same shit. You just got access on a computer.
And
Back
so-
in the day, we had to go to the library. So you're finding the
Encyclopedia.
information. You're not crippling
Correct.
at somebody.
And so how do you feel like having that programming pushed to you is crippling you? Because if there is
She's
a
saying,
learning,
how is it any different?
what's the difference?
I gotta see how it's done because I don't really know how they.
Watch a couple videos and see
I read a
if
couple
you
of
like it.
Yeah. How they
I mean,
gonna
I
break
looked at
it
a
up.
little something, but it
Yeah.
wasn't enough information.
Yeah, it
wasn't
not enough, but
information.
the fact is it's coming.
Mhm.
So if it's coming,
Mhm.
you know, like if it's
prepare?
going down, let's get it over with. Let's
That's like I
have some-
remember, like I used to give my daughter punishment, right? Because
Right.
they wasn't teaching Black history in the school. So every time she get out of line, I would give her like 3 topics, 3 names, and she had to do 3-page essays why that topic or person was relevant, right? And so I even showed her, and this was like I want to say it was elementary school. I even showed her Wikipedia. I'm like, look, it's okay to read this and get information, but don't copy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
In your own words.
And it's also
So I mean, I'm just saying, we always. I mean, it just took the library away. That's really it. But I mean,
it's not going to take necessarily that research away, but
It's making kids lazy.
Well,
that's my point.
It's making kids lazy. Like
It's giving
flat
them a
out. Like
crutch.
they not
That's
even.
what I'm. That's what
Are
I'm
the
saying.
doctors really doctors? Because now they're passing all the tests in college with AI. You can find something to help you write your paper, something to write your
What?
paper.
They got
to do all the things now. So it's like,
What's this shit called? Calculus. My daughter had calculus. And her mom sent me the app. She's like, if you download this app, you could just take a picture of the problem. It'll give you the scratch work and it'll give you the answer. I was
The
like,
scratch work?
yeah.
everything. I was like, what the fuck? How
Right,
could you
but that's-
possibly fail? Like, we were struggling. Nigga on that
Yeah.
big ass calculator, like, nigga, this is crazy right here.
Kids.
Like,
right. But again, the world is reshaping, right? And either we're going to be behind.
is it healthy though?
It
'Cause
is,
my-
but
we know it's
the
not
re-
healthy.
the reason
We
why
know
I'm
it's
saying
not
that,
but we can't stop it.
my thing is we're already behind. My thing is these countries are out educate. Their kids are smarter than our kids. You know what I'm saying? And they're not using AI. I'm saying,
They are
listen.
definitely
I'm not talking
leveraging
about
AI.
today. We've been lacking in education for years.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. But that's because if you, I mean, that's because what
Because we invest
innovation,
in defense.
what innovations
Right.
are we willing to
And
make in a
entertainment.
classroom?
We
Yeah.
investing in that
Yeah,
bullshit.
but,
Not
I mean,
the
that's what-
education.
Instead of tutors.
Yeah, that's what gets the attention in this country. You know, you're not wearing your kid's teacher's name on the back of a jersey. You're wearing somebody else's name that runs with a football.
Not even your own name and your own business on the back of your jersey.
Right. So that's what's getting the attention. And we need to change that. As a culture, we need to change that. But AI won't be stopped. We can either be on it, ahead of it, a proponent.
Well, I know it's
or
not
get
going to be
left
stopped.
behind.
Everybody's investing in AI.
It is
They putting
like,
a lot of people
I just
out
went
of-
to a conference. Some of the things that came out at that conference made me so acutely aware of what we're doing today will not be what we're doing in the future. That's why a lot of
jobs being lost
well,
because of AI.
that strategically,
Millions of jobs being lost to AI.
strategically, you're going to have to restructure and reframe what it is that you are pushing your children to. Because at first, people wanted to be in an office, and some people, not all, but in an office, and you thought you were going to have this job and this career trajectory. But it is correct that not only are people who do the lower level work in certain businesses concerned, but CEOs, because guess what? Who makes a better decision? Who looks at all of the facts? Who looks at the company's financials? Who looks at the company's gaps and comes up with the more formulated strategic plan? Is it the CEO and the COO, or is it AI? So there is a lot of challenges, and basically who's going to really handle like some of the lower level roles, like you were talking about a nurse practitioner's role. They come in, they check everything. They're going to put it through an AI tool to kind of prescribe what your health plan is going to look like in the future.
I don't know. I know if I'm a business owner, which I am, I don't give a shit. I mean, AI could go through it, but I want to know. So I'm going to go through every document with a fine tooth comb.
Because
That's how
AI
I am.
hallucinates.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so then that is now the new role. Looking at, I'm not the actual doer of this particular job. So I'll use, I don't want to use any proprietary information. So I will use a particular different companies have quality control over calls. And that used to be a big job for somebody. But now AI can quality control.
And so where does that person that lost their job, like what happens to these people that's losing jobs?
So for those,
America's already losing jobs at a rapid pace.
For those who can, then they become a part of the AI solution that makes sure that AI is doing what it's supposed to do, because it hallucinates, it makes mistakes, it makes
I don't think that's what's happening, baby.
But there are
I think the post office just laid a whole bunch of people off.
There are some of those roles, but people will lose jobs. And so that's why they're saying, hey, now we need more plumbers. We need more people who can do these things,
but
more trades.
You actually don't need more people that do that. The automotive industry and all them kind of like truck drivers, it's overcrowded. Those jobs are oversaturated, which drives what they pay you down.
Plumbing is not oversaturated.
It is. It absolutely is. I know plumbers. I know electricians.
Plumbers, electricians.
All of them, yeah.
You're going to probably need them.
Especially in Texas, it's a dime a dozen.
They need more people in trades.
But they don't have trades in school.
They do.
They don't have
They
trades.
do, because guess what? Guess what's going to happen? The more AI you produce, the more electrical, the more data warehouses, the more of those things that have to be built and managed.
Them data warehouses is doing to the
water,
to the community, the water, the air.
Everything.
But listen, what are you going to do about it?
Oh,
that's what we vote for.
They vote for it.
Sure,
they got.
But what are you going to do?
Legislation.
But do you have Chat GPT on your phone?
No,
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
I don't use AI.
No.
Yeah.
Because that is what we need to do.
Now I just downloaded the AI tool as far as like editing. That's
tool. AI.
Yeah, I know. I just said it was. I said an AI tool. I just told him about that. I just downloaded 2 days ago.
But I'm just saying, we say these things, but everybody's using it some type of way.
No, that's cool, but it's how you going to abuse it though.
Using it, period. The water, the energy that it takes.
More. It's AI sifts through, especially agentic AI, sifts through so much data so very quickly and learn so well.
That's
like
fine.
your clone, you have a clone already. Your clone is your phone. Your phone knows where you are.
That's fine,
Your
but still,
phone
where do
knows
people that get put out of jobs go? Like, I'm not trying to hear that you can only
this is true.
saturate
So-
a job to a certain degree.
So what would be your proposal?
To don't use AI like that.
Right. And do you know how much
That was my
water it
proposal.
takes
Who's
to cool
gonna
the centers?
stop that?
That's what we vote for. Again, I just said that.
But who?
People.
Who
America,
has who are you going to vote for that's not going to be supportive of AI?
So you mean to tell
You're
me
going to have to harness
you
it.
asked me a question, let me answer the question. Like, okay.
Yes.
So normally when politicians run, like they're going to be running for the midterms, people will protest something and bring that to their table. Like, we don't want this shit like this. We don't want it like that. If you do that, I'll vote for you. That's how.
They'll be lying to you if they tell you they're going to stop AI.
That's what you say. I'm just saying. I ain't saying stop AI. I said you don't abuse AI.
They will be lying to you if they say
All you gonna do is
all,
listen.
a company
AI
is going
period
to stop.
is going to destroy the
going-
earth, period.
Correct.
Like,
Maybe. As we know it.
I'm saying it's the
As-
water that it takes to cool an
Oh, yeah, they
AI
gotta
center.
Cool that. Yeah, that shit is crazy.
It's only a matter of time.
and they talking
We
about
already
Texas. They
have
don't even
water
have
issues.
fresh water in Texas
We're
that much.
right. We're already having water issues from the microfibers. You know,
Correct.
the plastic. So
Plastics.
Correct. So we are on a speedball.
You sound like you just love AI. You just AI.
No, I probably sound like somebody that loves AI, but the real intent is just to say a lot of what.
Because I seen AI. You see that dude who made a
saying
short
prepare.
film.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
she's
saying like
prepare. She's
No,
saying,
I get it. I know
we
what
say.
she's saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you see the guy who he spent $350 to make a short film with AI. And it was like, in order to do that, the way they would do it in Hollywood would cost $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it looked good. So what they gonna do when they take your career too?
I'm
Did you see
already
When they got
I'm a-
stand-up comedians that's just AI.
Right,
But
but you see
that's-
the
those
music
are things
industry.
that
Yeah, they
won't-
writing songs
those-
and
They
stuff too.
just hired the girl $2 million.
I
She
know.
made,
We
talked
did
about
an
that on
interview
the
on
first-
here with a girl who did AI music.
Oh, okay.
She
yeah.
wrote and used AI artists to sing it. What's her name? Zori. Oh, y'all wasn't here.
But we had a girl. I was reading about this. My son had sent me a song, and so I looked it up, and the lady was AI, and she had like 35 songs.
What's her name? Got an AI artist. With Timberland. He made an AI artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was a regular schmegular. She studied AI,
Mhm.
and she signed like a $3 million contract,
Yeah.
and she had just created the girl like not even 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, they even
Am I
have
supposed to
AI
do the
driven
AI
adult films. Like the majority of the people that are in the film
Oh man.
are, AI artists.
So AI is gonna be making our movies, everything. So that's
AI porn.
putting everything.
Well, AI porn has been out there for a little bit. I don't know about it personally.
You know, you talking
Girl.
about it. You know,
I don't know about it personally.
You know.
Girl,
Yeah, you
I don't know about it.
Yeah, you do. You might have download AI porn app on her phone. What they doing, Emmanuel? What you fuck
Yeah.
with? Look, we gotta wrap it up, man.
But it's coming.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
coming.
I mean, it's
It's here.
inevitable.
It's
coming
coming.
right here.
And I
Right.
think it would behoove us as people to really understand it and not have it shoved on us,
Oh, it's gonna get shoved on us. It's
but
getting
to really
shoved on us.
understand it. Because you can spend time trying to fight it, or you can spend time trying to make sure, like you
you
suggested,
don't get left
that
behind.
it is done in a way that is humane. And, it is a big question. What is going to happen to us when AI can do the majority of a production of a podcast? Like, we could be AI avatars right now.
AI can't cut hair, so I'm cool.
That's what I'm saying.
AI can't
AI
die.
can't,
They can't
AI
die.
can't cook you no food.
You know what I'm saying? They can't get in that
Yeah,
water
it can.
and well. I can do
A-
all that. I'm
AI
good. But they
can't
actually can. They got what you call it.
What?
What is it called? ROVs, remotely operated vehicles that go in the water and do stuff. They phasing out the diaper too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but fuck it, it is what it is. I do, you know what I'm saying? We be all right. Well, we gotta wrap it up though. Make sure you check us out, like and subscribe. Leave some comments about this AI issue and this marriage issue, because ain't nobody trying to get married in this motherfucker. Man. But that's,
Marry AI.
yeah, marry AI.
Well, now-
Get that AI husband. How about that? Tell me how
At
that
least
work
he won't be
out.
trying to take your money and send it to Africa.
Yeah, he ain't gonna have no dick either, but
Peace.
I think we got stuff.